I know I'm gonna get comments asking about why I'm doing this list 3 years after 2022 ended, but it's better to do it now than not do it at all. Anyways, here's part 1 of the worst songs from that year.
I she in love and she been over once. It's not like I known her for months. This life had allowed me to take what I...
It's funny how a song named Staying Alive is putting me to sleep. Anyways, this song contains a lazy interpolation of the Bee Gees and their song of the same name, as well as phoned-in performances from both Drake and Lil Baby. On this song he also reveals to us his uncertainty about his career. To be honest, that's accurate when it comes to his albums. He doesn't know what type of albums he should be making. Views was his first venture into dancehall, a mistake that would follow him when doing his feature for Popcaan's We Car Done. Then there was Scorpion, in which its B section was filled with slow and monotonous R&B songs meant to put you to sleep faster than this song did to me. Then there was Certified Lover Boy, which has hints of him leaning into the sounds of Afrobeats and Memphis rap. And, of course, there's Honestly Nevermind, which is the telltale sign of what not to do when making a dance record. So regardless of what he does on this Iceman record, we could get literally anything on this, so prepare yourselves. You know, maybe using religious imagery to indicate that someone is doing an unholy act that goes against the faith maybe isn't the best idea. Of course, neither is indicating that non-straight relationships don't match the Bible's teachings either. It just seems like a song that was only made to stir up controversy and nothing else. Also, this won a Grammy, so I don't know if they know something that we don't, but it's by far the worst song to ever win such award.
I admit I done made some mistakes, and I have some imperfect ways.
So in 2019, Mr. Robert Kelly here was arrested on charges of possessing inappropriate images of children, and Lord knows if he's ever getting out of prison. Not surprising for someone who dated Leigh when she was only 12 years old. Mind you, he was 25 years old. Creepy. And apparently he, quote-unquote, dropped a new album on December 9th of 22 named I Admit It, where he admits to his past mistakes of, you know. The album ended up being fake and it was pulled from all streaming services, meaning that his last ever release remains to be 2016's 12 Nights of Christmas. Thank God he didn't actually drop this, cause that would have made him look way worse.
Do I look happy? Do I look happy to you?
Pretty boring song that didn't need to be 3.5 minutes long because it gets very repetitive near the end. On here you have your average Future verse about the typical shit he raps about, and Kanye's 2 verses that don't sound that good and were probably mumbled instead of clearly enunciated. It's definitely a skip. I know that I made a video on the first Donda when it came out, but I don't have plans on doing that for the second Donda, considering that there's a higher skip to hit ratio than there was a hit to skip ratio on the previous album.
I could have my Gucci on. I go wear my Louis.
This song was impossible to escape when it came out, which was quite unfortunate cause it was one of the worst hit songs of that year. Along with Megan singing about how she can catch men's attention regardless of if she's wearing anything or not, this musically sounds like it's stuck in the 1960s. Like, pick a time period you belong to and stick to it. Don't associate yourself with time periods you don't know anything about. This song offers commentary on the decline of social communities and the rise of cancel culture, seeing as it's much easier to end someone's career over something they did years ago. It also taps into the idea of a brainless society feeding into lies that are being told by the media and them being blind followers as a result, which is practically what Ronnie defines as being zombified. And of course the song is bad. It's Falling in Reverse we're talking about here. I also find it very funny that the legal issues section of Ronnie's Wikipedia is longer than the section that talks about his discography. But basically he's been charged with attempted first-degree murder and SA, so yeah.
I try to tell these niggas, but they understand me. I wanna Grammy.
Remember there's ST rapper Drake signed to his OV Hole label? Yep, he came back barely a year after releasing his debut album. And this time he's back with 6 new songs slapped onto the original in the form of a deluxe edition, with one of them featuring 42 Dugg for God knows what reason. On this song, he raps about how he wants a Grammy but will never get one cause even his music is too bad for Grammy standards. And Dugg comes in with a pretty boring verse as well. Just a flat out uninteresting song added onto an album that wasn't even that good in the first place.
You may got
got shot, you made a diss track. Go get a gun and get some get back.
On this song, 6ix9ine claims how hard he is by saying that they talk a lot of shit about him online, but when they pull up they seem like they don't want it. Yeah, sure. Like I was ever scared of the Skittle pedophile. He also taunts Dugg and tells him to get revenge for the death of King Von. I put this on here solely based off how disrespectful it was. How about next time you try to make something good instead of trying to seek attention like the desperate brat you are? Just saying.
You wanna bread and the bread is the word. All of them muddy, this shit is absurd. All of this syrup, this shit is absurd.
On this auto-tuned mumble crap song, Smokepurpp raps about a bunch of things he has that seem strange to him because he doesn't know how fame works. He also doesn't know how relationships work and is apparently the creepy guy that might lurk in your bushes. He also does typical Purpp mannerisms but as an older version of himself. Nothing special or worth caring about.
Pull up in a rave, yo, just look at the face. Diamonds in a plate.
Soulja Boy may have been the first to do many things. First rapper to include a YouTuber cameo in a music video. First rapper to sell his own console. First rapper to majorly distribute ringtones. First rapper to own a pool table. But he is not the last to drop a shitty rage song. Many rappers would follow in his path when it came to that. But he was the first semi-relevant rapper to hop on the trend of rapping on rage beats. Good for you, Soulja. Never do it again. That concludes part 1 of the worst songs of 2022. Tune in next time where we finish the list with part 2. Until next time, I'll see ya no Carti.